Jay with True Empathic Insights Tarot, and this is your February 2017 Love and Romance Oracle card reading. Thank you so much for joining me this month, and I hope you really benefit from these, from this particular monthly reading. Hope it provides the clarity and insight that you seek. It's snowing in my neck of the woods, so if you hear a snowblower out there, that's what's going on. A neighbor is blowing up the snow, attempting to clear the snow away. So, but it's so good to be here with you today and be able to provide this reading for you. And I hope that, like I said, that it really does provide the insight that you're looking for. Now, for this particular reading, since this is my first romance reading since starting my channel, my first monthly romance kind of a thing, I'm using the Romance Angels Oracle card deck by Doreen Virtue. Those are going to be the main cards that I'm going to be reading from. Excuse me. And then my clarifier card will be pulled from the Lovers Oracle card deck by Tony Carmine Salerno. Okay, so without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and get right to it. So, my Pisces friends, the first card I pulled here is Religious Factors. When I see religious factors, I'm thinking of individuals who are heavily involved in church or heavily involved in some type of faith-based community. And maybe you were raised with that kind of knowledge. Maybe you don't go as often as you did as a child, but that's still a very big part or a very big piece mentally and spiritually as far as how you go into selecting an ideal mate. That's a big factor for you. And so when I see this card, that means that whichever person that you're looking into, whether this is somebody who's single right now and they're just, you know, so Pisces, you're single and you're dating and you have options perhaps and you're getting to know people. To me, what this card is saying is that one of the things right out the gate when you're selecting your partner is whether or not they share your religious views or your spiritual outlook. Which, really, when it's all said and done, is very important. I mean, when you think about long-term partnerships and how you'd like to raise your children, you want to know that you and your partner have a similar mindset, that you kind of have a similar outlook as far as how you want to teach your offspring and how you want them to grow up. And also, as far as how you handle emotional distress, stress, trauma in your life, people rely on their faith. They rely on God. They rely on religious factors, their religious community, to kind of help them get through that. So if you've got a partner who's atheist, who doesn't believe in any of that, that might be a problem for you. Like, that might be a big issue for you. And I feel like for a lot of you, this reading is applicable to those of you that have a very strong spiritual-based mindset already, and that's kind of a deal breaker right out the gate when you're meeting someone and you want to be with them. It's also important in the relationship that you're currently in, for those of you that are in a current relationship and you're getting to know this person on an even deeper level. Like, maybe it started off very passionate and exciting and fun, and then, you know, the lust kind of wears away, and this is the time to really get to know that person. I mean, it's the sad truth of the matter. A lot of us go into relationships because of lust. That love at first sight kind of concept it's not love at first sight. It's typically lust. It's typically passion, fireworks, and then it's like, okay, now what do we have beneath the surface? What is there beyond the passion? What is there beyond the excitement? Can I be with this person? Can I talk to this person? Does this person understand me? And I feel like for you, Pisces, because you're already a very emotional sign as is, you know, you're very sensitive, you're going to feel more comfortable bringing that up. You're going to feel more comfortable opening that door of communication and saying, hey, how do you really feel about this? Why do you feel about this? And let me explain to you why I feel this way. And you kind of will continue to I don't want to say push is what came to mind, but I feel like you might nudge just sounds a little more gentle. sounds gentler when you use it in that concept. you just nudge just a little bit, just a little, to kind of get your partner to understand you a little more and decide with you a little more. But I just want you to know, you don't need to force love. You don't need to make it happen, Pisces. You really don't. And maybe you sometimes think you need to. No, when in actuality pushing works against you. You don't want to, in a sense, push your partner away because you were too eager, too eager to make it work. You want to, in a sense, open this door and let them know that this is a major concept for you and this is important to you. Because, I mean, if you met your partner in a bar, you're probably not going to talk about religion, right? Like, that's a given. If you met your partner in the club and you were having drinks, I doubt religion came into the equation. But after the haze of the passion waned, you had an opportunity to say to them, you know, hey, this is something that's really important to me. What's your take on this? What's your viewpoint on this? And I can see that as being a major deal breaker as far as whether or not you stick with a partner. Because if they don't share this with you, you do write them off real quick. Real quick. It's saying, your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Now, your cards literally just popped out. Like, I didn't even have to at one point spread them out and then just pick based off of what I was feeling. Your cards just blam. And I was a little bit concerned because both of these cards popped out at the same time. And I was like, okay, which one is the second and which one's the third? And at first I thought this one was the second and this was the third. But then I felt a tug like, nope, that's wrong. Switch it around. So I'm hoping that as I'm continuing to read this for you, because again, readings are fresh. I pull the cards, press record, and then I try to make it as fresh for you as it is for me. Like, obviously I see the images, but I try to make it as fresh for you as it can be. Unless something happened with recording and I had already started recording and I had already started reading it. Anyway, so passion. When I see this, obviously, it's a given. It's pretty clear what passion means. Passion. You certainly don't have a shortage of it. I mean, as a water sign, you know how to read your partner. You're a true empath when it's all said and done. I mean, water signs are naturally clairsentient. They're naturally empathic because they're so sensitive to those around them, and they're so sensitive to their own bodies and what they're feeling and what they're experiencing. And so they know what things, triggers, or otherwise can make their partner hot without much thought, without much effort. They just know. Water signs are absolutely akin to that. And so that's a plus. And so your partner loves you for that. Your partner, I feel like for many of you that are in a relationship, at least, your partner adores that about you. It's so great. And so kudos. What a beautiful natural gift to automatically have. At the same time, passion can also be connected to anger and strife and frustration. So you not only know how to trigger the best in your partner, but you can also trigger the worst in your partner if you're not careful. With you being a very sentimental and understanding sign, I mean, you would think, no, water signs, their gift is love. They're not automatically going to trigger the worst in their partner, but Pisces can do it. They know how. They know exactly what buttons to push, especially if they're already feeling super frustrated and super emotional too. So passion can go both ways. It really can. It can go in the positive and it can also go in the negative. I feel like for many of you, whether you're in a relationship or not, this is very indicative of how you approach relationships. And so it works to your benefit, but can sometimes work to your downfall. And I would just encourage you to balance the two. Like, do what you can to not necessarily push your partner away. Do what you can to not necessarily push them into kind of a corner and make them feel smothered or make them feel unworthy, because water signs have a tendency to, since they know what it is that people need, what it is that people respond to feel good and to feel uplifted, they become greatly frustrated when their partner isn't doing the same for them. And so, maybe letting go of some of those high expectations. Not that you should settle. I'm not encouraging you to settle. But what I'm saying is maybe learning to recognize that human beings are human beings, people are people, and everybody has their own path that they need to follow. So maybe you're the kind of sign that, you want someone to come home to. You want someone to just be there and to nurture you because you're so good at nurturing others. But your partner may very well be a go-getter. Your partner may very well be ambitious. And while they do enjoy your company and they do enjoy spending time with you, maybe they're not a stay-at-home kind of a person. Maybe that's not them. And you can't make them feel bad because that's not them, especially if they're doing a lot of other good things right by you, especially if they're doing right by you. You can't necessarily just give up, if that makes sense. I feel like this card, more than anything, while it can represent the passion between you and your partner and the fireworks that are going off, it can also represent your passionate side too, Pisces. You're a very passionate sign as is. And sometimes recognizing that within yourself is what allows you to be able to coexist with others in a more pleasant and flow-free kind of a way, right? I'm not saying, you should accept a partner that doesn't have a job, that doesn't get off the couch, that doesn't do this, that doesn't do that. No, I am not saying that at all. But what I am saying is, just because they didn't say it right today doesn't mean that they won't recognize what you need at another point in time. Just because you guys didn't go out to dinner tonight doesn't mean that your partner didn't want to enjoy your company by staying in. Doesn't mean that your partner doesn't love you and appreciate you. Just because, little different things. I mean, and you're very sensitive. That's the thing. Like, those little things can be like mountains for you. And I want you to kind of, if nothing else with this particular reading, to learn that, to know that. When it comes to your romance, when it comes to the passionate and intimate relationships in your life, recognizing your own strengths and your own flaws, but not necessarily allowing those things to overshadow your partner's. Recognizing that your partner has their own strengths and flaws too. And together, you guys can be a really great match. I mean, together, you guys can really make it work. It has potential, right? It has potential when you open yourself up and you allow this person to be the human being that they are. Right? If this person is taking advantage of you, if this person is abusing your kindness, if this person is talking down to you every other minute, there's a huge difference between abuse and projecting high expectations onto someone, okay? And I want you to recognize that, Pisces. If this person is making you feel like you are less than what you are, and you will know it, not you feeling like you're less than what you are because they didn't say this the way that you wanted them to, or because they didn't do it exactly how you would have done it. There's a difference. Recognize that and get the hell away from that person, because that person is no good for you. That person needs to figure their shit out. You don't deserve that kind of pain. You don't deserve that kind of strife. If that person's cheating on you, you don't deserve that. You don't deserve it, right? But if this person is doing what they can to build a relationship with you, and they're a good individual, and you see the beauty in them, why on earth would you try to project this weird idealistic fantasy on top of them? Why? Because when it's all said and done, the universe is going to send you the right person. And if this is the right person for you, all you're doing is blocking that positive energy from coming to you because of some weird idealistic fantasy that was projected to you by the media or in books or in TV. That's not love, guys. Like, that's not. I feel like Pisces needs to hear this. I know I'm ranting, but Pisces, you do need to know that. That's not what love is. You know, love is unconditional. Love is on your worst day, without makeup, your wig is off, whatever. Pisces, whatever. And your partner looks at you and still thinks you are the sexiest woman alive, okay? And my readings are gender biased, but that's what I'm saying. When you're at your grossest, when you're at your most vulnerable, when you're at your most whatever, and your partner still thinks the world of you, your partner adores you, that's somebody worth building a relationship with. A partner that puts insane expectations on you, expecting you to be a size 0, expecting you to always wear makeup, expecting you to always be something that you're not, is not an ideal relationship. That is not love. That's a power struggle. That's narcissism. That's not good. That's not healthy for either partner involved. And the same is applicable to you. You can't do that to your partner and expect them to be this way all the time. Maybe they do work out, but maybe every so often they don't always like to eat fruits and vegetables. Maybe sometimes they like to just have a big juicy burger and fries and enjoy that mug. Like, they're not a bad person. They're not unhealthy because they like to do that every so often. You know what I mean? So I really just think when passion comes into play, recognizing your own inner neuroses versus your partner's, Pisces. Recognize it and don't project that onto your partner if you want that relationship to work out. And this is applicable to those of you that are in relationships right now and those of you that are single and you're testing the waters, you know, and you're dating and you're getting to know people. Recognize that. Recognize that within yourself, okay? The card itself says, allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Lead more with the light towards versus the dark. But for you, Pisces, and for those of you that are not new to my channel, you know that sometimes it isn't necessarily the message on the card. It can be passion. I'm leading with that message, but it's not necessarily the paragraph that Doreen Virtue is listed here or the sentence she's listed here that I feel the universe is telling me. Sometimes I just have to go with what I feel the universe is projecting to me. And I just want you to know that. You got to know that. Love never claims. It kind of, and I said this for Aquarius too, it's so funny. It doesn't claim. Don't be possessive, Pisces. Don't become so like, oh, this person isn't calling me all day, every day. I should be hearing from him or her every hour on the hour for me to know that they love me and they want me in their world. No, Pisces. No. No, 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 no. It's ridiculous. Do you expect to do that for your partner? Because that's madness. You can't do that. You gotta let your partner breathe. Okay? Be grateful that your partner texted you at all today. Be grateful that your partner acknowledges you and made time for you and scheduled a date with you. So maybe they couldn't see you 5 days out of the week, but they were able to see you twice out of the week. You know? And as time permits, maybe your partner's just trying to make that paper. Maybe your partner's just trying to get to a point where they financially are in a place where they can shower you with a lot of baubles and bangles and jewels and whatever else. And so that might mean putting in more overtime because now they're in a relationship with someone they really care about and they want to be able to give those things to that partner. Before maybe they were making enough to support their own interest, but now they're trying to support another's. So it's just things like that you need to take into consideration before you start flying off the handle, as most water signs do, and freaking out because it's not working quite like this, but it's still working. That makes sense. Last card I pulled for you, my dear Pisces friends, your reading got real long, is playfulness. Playfulness. So I like playfulness. It kind of coincides with passion too, because to me what it does is it encourages getting out of your comfort zone a little bit and just having fun, So if you've had a lot of expectations moving into relationships, going into the dating scene, and maybe you've noticed you've been projecting that, like if you really look inward, maybe you've noticed that, I would encourage you, or from what I can tell with this card anyway, is that it's important when it's all said and done to just have fun. Just enjoy being with this person. Enjoy being in the moment. Enjoy living your life. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your own body. Enjoy your own existence. Do you know what I mean? Like it doesn't always have to just be, it's not like the movies. This concept that relationships need to be like the movies is ridiculous. Those are projected fantasies, but that's not how relationships necessarily work. It's not. Relationships require work. Relationships require compromise. And Pisces, sometimes the best way to enjoy another human being is just to enjoy them. Just to be present and enjoy the moment or the relationship or the circumstances for what they are. And just just let the universe guide in a way. Just kind of live and let live, and just enjoy the experience. Right? To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So, Pisces, for those of you that are in a relationship, just be present with your partner. Just enjoy your partner's company. Just enjoy it for what it is. Don't overthink it. Don't overanalyze it. Just have fun. Just have fun. The other things will come into play. The spiritual, all of that will sync up when it's meant to. But for now, just enjoy it for what it is. And for those of you that are single, just enjoy being single. Just enjoy being present. Just enjoy living your life. Don't try to force this. Don't become possessive the minute someone says they like you. Just have fun. Have fun. Don't project all of your neuroses on them. Just have fun. I feel like I can't stress that enough, Pisces. I feel like many of you have been doing that, and I just, oh no, 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 no. And so if nothing else, as you probably have guessed, this reading isn't necessarily about what's going to happen in February so much as it is about what you can expect romantically, and maybe not that. Maybe so much more as, not so much as how to go about your relationships in the future, or current relationships that you're experiencing. There, that sounds clear. Yes, your reading got very long, so I'm going to try and get your clarifier card here. For dear Pisces friends. You know, these cards are, well, they're fun and they're in the shapes of hearts. So they look like this. They're a little bit difficult to shuffle. And yours just popped out, which is so trippy. It's funny. It's there's a tree with a third eye, which represents connection to your own inner divine spirit. And then there are hearts. And then there's this image at the top of the tree, which looks like a star over a cross. So I feel like there's a lot of spiritual emphasis within this card itself. But the message itself says, time. You are trying too hard. Give it time. Oh my gosh. That's so powerful, Pisces. Yes. Just take it easy. Just take it easy, okay? All right, universe, we get it. Yep. That's what you needed to hear. Well, I hope it was helpful to you, my dear Pisces friends. And by all means, please let me know in the comment section below. Or feel free to shoot me an email. And if you would like a personal reading, contact me at the information located in the description box below, or conveniently at the end of this video. Also, I'm still working on building a website to make that easier, but until then, just go ahead and shoot me an email for now. And make sure to check out your moon and your rising sign to see how those messages are either syncing up, or if there's one that resonates more with your soul versus the other, okay? Thank you so much for joining me today. Just have fun, Pisces. Just enjoy your life, okay? Bye.